What's up guys, Andy here, and today we're reviewing over That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 19, titled Carbidus, or Carbidus. I still don't know how to say the name, but either way, overall, great episode. Really showcased what everyone can do, and, Rimuru's little entourage here. Benimaru got a little flex at the very beginning. Gobta got a little bit here and there. Millium definitely showed in, and Shion, Ranga, and Soy, they all showed what they could do. The old guy showed what he could do. The orcs kind of helped here. Gabaru had a moment. So it was overall just a lot of little feel-good moments. But let's go ahead and talk about this episode a little bit more in detail. And, it was just an overall very solid episode, and it was pretty much just a showcase of what they can do, and there was a little bit of a feel-good moment there at the end, and, it seems like Rimuru's starting to get the hang of diplomacy. But, don't forget, guys, though, if you like this video, don't forget to like it. If you have something to tell me, don't forget to comment. And if you want to subscribe to help out, please do so. But, for now, let's go ahead and jump right into this review.
Our lips, they tasted like those cigarettes, staring at the moon.
We started things off with a little bit of a recap from last episode, and Rimuru says it seems like the one it's after is me, but in regards it's actually Millium. But we do find out that a few little quick quirks here. We have 100 Pegasus Knights sent from Gaziel, and he sees Rimuru as a junior and he being his senior, so that was funny. But we get our intro here, and then we get straight into the battle, and we find out that Carbidus has the magic jamming. So the movement of magicals in a 300-meter radius gets disturbed. So pretty much like it doesn't not allow people to use magic, it just lowers it. But the orcs are taking on one of the megalodons, and Gabaru shows up and spears this thing in the head. So that's pretty cool. Plus, Benimaru before this got a really cool little moment. This guy really didn't do too much, but they did take out one of the megalodons, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, the Pegasus Knights just look cool, to be honest, and it was a cool little showing of how they actually helped. And here, this was my favorite scene of the entire episode. Gobta's like, fall back for now, but then the other ones attack and they can't really take it down. So we cut over and Millium has showed up. Even though she was told to stay back in town, she's like, yeah, staying in town's boring. Can I not at least watch? But Rimuru, can I please have just one little hit? Just one little hit. That's all she wants. And Rimuru's just like, no. And he's like looking at me like that won't help. And she's like, but please. And so we cut back over to Soy. And he puppet stringed one of these megalodons and made it attack another one. So he took out 2 for 1. And Rimuru had a lot. And he was like, that's him, all right. Like, jealous. And then Shion comes out of nowhere and pretty much make sushi with one of these things, because Ranga learned how to walk on air, kind of like Sanji does in One Piece, so that was pretty cool. But then we get to see Ranga take out one where he electrocutes this thing, which, I get, he's strong and everything, but I kind of wish that they would have kept it to the heavy hitters, because the old guy literally just, you see him like jumping around, and then he just pops his sword back down in that typical anime trope, and then this thing just cracks into a billion pieces. So that was really funny to see. But then we get kind of like, this is the big boss here, and he starts shooting all these projectiles out of the air, which were scales that appeared to be, and starts screwing, Shion and all them up. And, Rimuru comes out of nowhere. He's like, you could at least rely on me at a time like this. And he's like, you all go back and get some rest. I'll take care of this for now. And all these scales are flying around at him. And he uses this new skill he's got that I don't think we've seen, called Gluttony. If we have seen it, I don't remember it. But he just absorbs all these scales up. But then we find out that this thing has the skill Ultra Speed Regeneration. So, not going to be easy to take down. Every 3 minutes, this thing fully regenerates. So, it's it's not a good thing for them. But it does end up saying something. It says Millium. It starts like muttering the words Millium, and so Rimuru's like, oh, it must be after her. And then he looks over and she's asleep, and he's like, no. She's like, no, I was just cheering you on while meditating. And he's like, I want to save Phobio. And she's like, I'll show you how much restraint I've learned recently. And at this point, I literally wrote in my notes, GG, Phobio is dead, laugh out loud, restraint my ass. But no, she actually does. But before that, she shows off a really impressive moveset, which we'll talk about right now. So outside of this amazing attack right here called Drago Buster, she also stops all the flying projectiles in mid-air and drops them. While Rimuru and all them could only do 30% damage with a full-on attack, she killed it, well, didn't kill it, she destroyed it in one hit. And then this dude Dorf, he was like, alright Rimuru, I'm heading out, but you know, you need to keep your magic weapon on lock. He's like, Millium, she's a demon lord. And he's like, ha, I get it, you want to keep your trump card for the end. You wouldn't want to expose your magical weapon abilities. And she's like, I'm telling you, I'm a demon lord. But then Phobio actually does come around, and he starts telling him, you know, I'm very sorry, I got angered and all this stuff. And then they start kind of discussing who it was. And he's like, well, what happened was my own responsibility no matter what. And then Gabiru's like, yeah, this dude named Laplace actually did this to me too. So these little guys, they're running around here doing stuff and, you know, whatever. And Rimuru looks at Millium and he's like, you're fine with letting them live, right? And she's like, yeah, totally. I've learned a lot of restraint. You see the restraint I've learned? Just trying to show up to him. And I'm like, okay, that's cute. But then the big thing happens here. Demon Lord Carrion shows up. The Beast Tamer. Or I think that's his epithet. I don't know. But he shows up and he's like, if anything comes up, you can always count on me. And Rimuru's like, well, in that case, could, you know, we enter a non-aggression pact? And he's like, I will never draw my sword against you or something like that. So that was really cool. And then that's pretty much the end of the episode here. Nothing really big happened except for Carrion showing up and Millium one-shotting Carbidus. But yeah, it was a really solid episode. I had a lot of fun seeing what everybody can do, and you know, it's just one of those things, you know, I mean, I expected this episode to go way different, but you know, in the end it worked out just the way it should have, because it was after Millium. I wish Phobia would have been a little more not unforgiving, but like, or not unforgiving, not ungrateful that they're letting them live, but like more of a smart ass about it, because Carrion did smash his face in, so like, I guess he got his comeuppance, but he just immediately started saying sorry, so I don't know about that. Anyway though guys, a very solid episode like I said. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to go ahead and head out because it's about 1:30 to nap time, so catch y'all next time. Peace out.
Right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun, feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear.